Hey everyone, it's Retro Looker, and today we're doing a review. It's been a while since we've done a review, but when the company reached out to me and said, would I like to try this, you better believe I did. So, the folks over at Umevo reached out to me and said they have something that I will like. They have something that I will find useful. Now, this is a Note AI voice recorder. This is not something I have been familiar with before. This is not technology I knew existed. But they said, as a content creator, I will find this extremely useful. And they valued my opinion upon us. So, it is, like I said, this is new to me. It's a note recorder. Powered by AI. It is powered by ChatGPT. It can convert over 140 languages from audio to text, which is really quite good. Like, I can think of so many uses in like professional aspects or business where this would be fantastic. What I'm most interested in is how this will make my life better as a content creator. Now, I remember back when I was at university, a long time ago, and I would have a dictaphone. For those of you who don't know what a dictaphone is, if you've seen the Saw franchise, it's a little tape recorder with a little tape in, and you press record, it records the ambience of the room, talking, whatever, and then you can listen back to it later on. And of course you would have to go listen to the notes, extract the notes from the recording, and then put it into your work. Whereas this, I believe, in a similar aspect, can do that, but I believe it can take all of the work out. So not because it's ChatGPT empowered, I believe that I can record all my thoughts and feelings about content creation. And I'm always using my hands. I'm an artist. I'm always covered in paint. I don't know if it can be utilised in the same way that, say, Siri can on the iPhone, but I can record conversations, interviews even, which would be extremely useful when dealing with more than one person. What will be most interesting is, I assume it's compatible with my microphones and things like that. I assume that, or is the microphone in this? Yes, we have business conferences, diary, speech. It can record calls as well. Like sometimes when I'm dealing with companies and stuff, they insist on talking on the phone, and I have to remember what has been said, or write down notes on pieces of paper, which is apparently very 19th century these days. But this looks fantastic. So it's compatible with Apple and Android. I'm on an iPhone myself, so I believe we can make that work. I'm going to open it now, but because I'm using my phone to film this, I'm going to have to go away and maybe use it for a couple of days or a week, then come back, give you my honest thoughts and feelings. Because, like I said, the company swears by it. They were really excited to have a content creator use it and utilize it. And like I said, you know, I do write a lot of things down. I do write a lot in my notes. I make lists of art I want to make, and sometimes speeches and other things, and scripts and things like that. So the kind of person I am as well, I very much like the audio representation. So I will sound things out. I will talk to myself, which is fine, but having that conversion of putting it from the spoken word to paper, back to spoken word, to my phone, Like, even if I record my voice via voice memos or anything like that, it's still a voice memo. I can listen to it back, but this, I believe, like I said, because it's ChatGPT empowered, we can record the whole conversation. I can tell it to convert audio to text. And the real test will be whether or not... I have trouble with Siri because I'm from England and I'm from the north of England. And when I do these kind of videos, I speak quite well. But in my own home, the northern really comes out. And when I'm trying to use voice to text somebody while I'm driving or things like that, the phone struggles. So it'll be really interesting to see if this can translate. And like, there are different dialects in this house as well, so I will record some conversations and things like that, and I will see if it can pick up the different dialects. I will see if it can distinguish between two people. I want to know when it's note-taking, does it put into person A, person B, person C. I think this could be fantastic. So, I've got it out of the box. Straight away, it's small. It's thin. It is lightweight. It is about the size of a credit card. It's a little thicker, but I imagine the thought process here was that you can carry it around with you in your wallet for when you need it. And I do believe I saw a picture. I do believe that it can MagSafe onto the back of your phone. Now, I'm going to go away and I'm going to read the instructions, whether it's audio enabled or we have to press the little button. I'm sure there's an app for it as well. But like I said, I'm going to go away. Let me use it for a week. I'll come back. And on the end of this video, I'll make another video giving my honest thoughts and opinions, because Umevo says this is the business. And I have a lot of reasons why this would be a good idea for me. I'm an artist, I run my own business, I am a social media content creator, I'm always on the go, I'm always doing things. If this can make my life easier, then thank you so much. I need to put it to the test. So let's go away, put it to the test, and I'll be back with my honest review. Hello once again. So, I have been away, and I have tested the Umevo. And it's pretty great. After reading up the instructions and things like that, it's really quite simple. I say instructions, there is not many instructions. So, there is two modes. One mode, voice recording mode, just for me, and two is call mode. So as I was saying in the last video, I think this can record phone calls as well, and then the AI can differentiate between both people in the call and take notes. Now, I think that's great. I like that. Apple doesn't like that because it's invading people's privacy. They don't like recording people's phone calls. There's some privacy issues. But this can record people's calls, and it can transcribe it into text, which, like I said, is fantastic. So, it comes with this little MagSafe holder, and then you put the Umevo in the holder, and then you clip it to the back of your phone. Then when you get a call, you press record, records the entire conversation and transcribes it when you're done. So that's really good for things like phone interviews, conversations, even things like Teams and stuff like that, interviews or meetings you might have online or over the phone, FaceTime, things like that. A great tool for that, definitely. But what I mainly used it for was the record feature. So you press this button once, and it vibrates. That shows you it's recording. You press it twice and it stops recording. Really simple. So I put it to the test. I did quite a few things with it. I had concerns that it would not understand my dialect too well, because when I'm on my own and I'm not being articulate, I tend to mispronunciate words or miss out T's or R's here and there. So, you know, often people will make fun of the English for missing out the T's on phrases like bottle of water, bottle of water. You miss out the T's. Can the AI override that? And I was quite impressed. It nearly flawlessly transcribed everything I said. And the one word, this is hilarious, the one word it could not transcribe was Umevo. Every time I said, so I pressed the thing and I started off with some, like we're talking now. So, hello, this is Retrolica. Today we are testing out the Umevo and seeing on its transcribing capabilities. And it nailed it, 99.9%. Every single time it transcribed Umevo to the evil. Oh, you can't make that up. The evil AI voice recorder. But yeah, so once you have like transcribed it, you can go in and edit and you know, copy it, export it, copy it out. So I could absolutely, if this was a more formal thing, I could absolutely go in and edit the word the evil to Umevo. So as long as you're like proofreading the stuff, I wouldn't go in blindly and just send it away to somebody else. Proofread it first, but it takes out a lot of the legwork, and that's what I really quite like. So as I was saying in the last one, this has many applications. One of the things I decided to test it on was everyday uses as well as creative applications. So I was stood talking to my partner and I said, what do we need from the shop today? And I pressed record and we had a conversation about what we needed from the shop. I said, oh, do we need bread? She said, we need bread. We need some cheese and milk. And after a 5-minute conversation, I pressed stop. And then I went into the app, and in the app there are many different kinds. It doesn't just transcribe. So in the app there are many different kinds of formats that you can transcribe it to. So you can have, it can analyze the entire conversation, and it can pick out a to-do list. So if you have a conversation of what needs doing today, or even if you're talking to yourself, today I need to do this and this and this, it will pick out the key points and bullet point them down for you and say, here is your to-do list. I like that. In this aspect, I said, you know, write me a shopping list. Bullet points of everything I needed from the shopping. Fantastic. Really takes the legwork out of it, especially if you know, have the ADHD or the autism. As we all do in this house. So it's really quite useful. There was many things. I didn't get a chance to test them all out, but you go through the whole list and it can give you a summary of what the conversation was about. So like I said, it could go through my conversation and say, the speaker's name is Retrolica. The speaker is testing out the capabilities of the evil voice recorder. Umevo. The one thing I would have you do is recognize your own brand, because I'm not saying it's embarrassing, but it's not a real word, so the technology you have cannot recognize this. I would make some changes to at least recognize your own brand as, you know, not that anyone other than me or a reviewer or a YouTuber is gonna say the brand to the microphone. But yeah, this essentially is a very fancy, very thin, compact, durable microphone, which should not, diminish what it can do. The real technology is in the app and what the app relates to this and what this gives to the app, because the transcribing of this is fantastic, much better than, say, Apple's own built-in transcribing capabilities. There is lots that this has that the standard stuff just wouldn't. And like I said, anyone could absolutely make use of this and make it part of their daily life. I did have some thoughts about the audio quality, because the microphone is at the top here. If you were, using a dictaphone, you would hold it like this. And I tried that. So the first thing I did was press the button, start talking. The quality I was quite surprised with. I have some quite good microphones that I use to record this video and such. The quality wasn't as good as those, but for, a voice recorder, it was better than the standard microphone on my iPhone that I would record voice memos with. So the quality was quite good. The one thing that got in the way was me holding it. So because it's a microphone and because of the texture of the thing and so on, there's no, protective windjammers or anything like that. So me holding it interfered with the quality of the audio, because you can hear me, rubbing it and touching it and just those general kind of background sounds. But regardless of that, the AI did still manage to pick out my entire conversation and transcribe it almost perfectly, bar the word Umevo. So I tried some more things. I put it down on the side and pressed the button and started talking, and that was much better. It didn't have the rustling of, me holding it and stuff like that. But, I mean, even on a shady respect, like, you could absolutely record people's conversations and just hide it in your top pocket there. Like, it's insane, because it is literally the size of a credit card. And this is where we get into some shady territory. Like, Apple don't like you recording phone calls. The person who you're on the phone with might not like you recording a phone call, or even recording a conversation without their knowledge. So, do use it with some care. But on a creative aspect, like I said, I used it to take notes. I used it to do to-do lists for my day. I used it to write a shopping list. Even outside of the creative applications, this has such fantastic potential, and I'm definitely going to keep on using it because it's great. I give it a good 9 out of 10. Like I said, it's fantastic. It's thin, it's lightweight, it's durable, can fit in my wallet if I really want, but this itself is very durable. I feel like I will store it in here more than not. One of the things I did have is, like, when I pushed it inside, it goes on my MagSafe. When I want to take it out of there, it's a little, like, I've kind of got to force it back out, and obviously, it is technology, I don't want to break it, but it's a little tough to get out, and I don't know if that will just come with breaking it in over time, but I believe it's supposed to be a lot more fluid, because there's a hole on the back for your thumb, and it goes on the back of your phone. But fantastic bit of kit. If you want one, you can get one. So it comes in black, rose gold, or metallic blue. The Umevo voice recorder itself is $149. The magnetic case is $20, and I believe there is a subscription as well for the transcribing. I'm not 100% on that, but like when I logged into the app, it just worked. So I don't know if that has been set up specifically, like, for me by the company, or it just works. You will have to look into it a little bit, because I just signed in with, like, my Apple ID. I don't think they set anything up, but looking into the pricing and stuff, there is a subscription, but it says it's free, a whole year free, in with the cost of the Umevo, as is the magnetic case, but that could change. So definitely, like I said, 9 out of 10. There's just a couple of little teething things that I would personally change. Just the thumb thing, the fact it doesn't recognize its own brand, things like that. Things that can be worked on over time with, R&D. But I really like it. If you want one yourself, you can get one at Umevo.ai. And they're really great. I can't praise it enough. Definitely going to be a part of my daily life, a part of my creative routine, even a part of me sorting my life out and being more organized as a human being, because we all need more of that. So I hope you like the Umevo AI voice recorder. I will look out in future for their other products because this one is fantastic. You know where to get one from, and I hope to see you very, very soon.